Hey everybody, welcome back to John's Firearms 705. Today's video we're going to take a look at things to consider before purchasing your SKS. First thing I'll do is I'll clear off my table. Got a bit of an SKS mess. Get this guy out of the way. We'll get this guy out of the way. Okay, let's put this guy down for a second. As you can see, all of today's firearms have been safety checked ahead of time. There is no ammunition in them. They all have their chamber flags in. They are all safe for today's demonstration. We are not taking them apart anyway, and we are not having our fingers on the trigger. Okay, I just wanted to do a little video on things to consider before purchasing an SKS. First of all, the SKS is one of my favorite firearms for so many reasons. I won't even get into it, but they are one of my favorite firearms to work on, shoot, customize, all that stuff. So anyway, that being said, you want to buy an SKS, what do you do first? What do you even think of first? I didn't know when I bought my first one. I just wanted one. I just wanted one to shoot. I shot a friend of mine's, and I thought, yeah, I have to get me one of those. Now, if I was to go back and talk to myself, what I would say is, okay, well, first of all, consider, what do you want to do with the firearm? Do you want to have an investment piece that you're never going to fire, that's going to sit in a safe, and maybe you're going to sell it down the road for more money? Or maybe you have, you want to get an SKS and turn it into a hunting rifle? Or the other one, my favorite category is you want to get an SKS just to go out and mag dump cheap surplus ammunition because it's fun as hell. So that being said, as far as I see, there's basically three categories. Just fun to go out and shoot at the range, just a mag dump and just have fun shooting it and feeling the little recoil and knowing the history of it. Second category is hunting rifle, and the third category would be what I call the trailer queen, safe queen, the one that you never shoot, that you're just babysitting until you sell it to someone else. So the first category, let's take a look at things to consider if you want to buy a safe queen, something that's just going to be an investment piece that you're going to try and sell down the road or will to somebody. In a situation like that, what do you want to consider? Well, let's take a look at this particular firearm. This is a 1954 Russian Tula. Okay, has the gold tinged bayonet. So what do you want to look for before purchasing an investment SKS? Well, first thing you want to do is make sure all the numbers match. You know, you could check on the stock, check the back of your dust cover right here, check your bolt carrier, check the bottom of your magazine, and if all your numbers are matching, that's the first thing you want to make sure of. Now also, I would never buy any SKS if the fellow or the lady, whoever's selling it, if they will not dismantle it and let me look at the internals, or better yet, maybe they'll let you take it apart if they trust you enough. I've had that actually happen once. I would take it apart or have them take it apart, and things you want to inspect. You want to check the whole bolt, the carrier, take a look for any wear. This one here, I'm not going to take apart, but the whole bolt, it's like it's a numbers matching. Everything matches on this one. It's never been fired. There's not a speck of corrosion or any markings anywhere in the bolt, the dust cover, everything is mint. Also, what you're going to want to do is, you know, take a look at your gas piston up here. The cover is going to come off, your piston's going to come out. Take a look at the end of the piston up here, the wide end. Take a look on the end. It should be super clean. If there's any marks on there, it has been fired. Take a look up, right up in this little block here where the gases come out of the barrel to push the piston back. That block is very important. A lot of people don't clean it. Take a look in there. Make sure it's like mint. You want to make sure it's never been fired. Also, come down, take a look at the crown. You want a crisp crown, just like that. No marks, no marring, super crisp. This particular rifle has never been fired other than, I'm guessing, test firing when it was purchased, or when it was made, sorry about that. But since then, it was, you know, in Cosmoline, it was stored, it made its way to Canada at some point in time, someone cleaned it off. I believe I'm the second owner of it since it's been in Canada, and it has never been fired. And yeah, like I say, I'm just basically babysitting this one until I sell it or will it So those are things to look for something that you might want for a collector's piece or an investment piece. Mint condition everywhere, inside and out, numbers matching. Now, as far as what kind you get, you know, there's the Yugoslavian, there's so many SKS variants out there. I'll let you do the research on which one you think is most valuable, but I'll tell you one thing when it comes to what is the value of an SKS, the value is whatever someone's willing to pay. Okay, so let's go to the next category, which would be hunting rifle. So, you want a hunting rifle, you're going to get an SKS, okay, that's fine. You're going to go through all the same checks. You want to make sure your bolt's in decent shape, have the person take it out, shake it, see if your firing pin is floating or if it's a spring one. Either way, you want to make sure it's all nice and clean and freed up. Again, you're going to want to check your gas piston and everything. Check your block up here. Now again, if you're going to have a hunting rifle, it doesn't need to be perfect or pristine, but it needs to be pretty decent. The most important thing, I believe, if you're going to have an SKS hunting rifle is your bore. You want to check out down your bore, make sure it's in really decent shape, and also take a look at the crown, how well it's been taken care of. This particular one, again, this is another 1954 Tula. When I found this one, I believe I was the second owner with this one. It only had about 400 rounds shot through it of corrosive. Unfortunately, it wasn't stored the best, and there was a little bit of pitting. But I managed to clean it all up and rescue it. But since it was no longer a collector's piece in my view, I thought, you know what, this would be the perfect project to turn into a hunting rifle. So what do you want to do? Well, you're going to need an optic. I did some research on optics, and I found the mag wedge rail to be one of the best. You can check one of my other videos on the full install with that. You also might want a bipod. I did a video where I did this bipod installed. You might want to check that out. So those are things you might want to consider for a hunting rifle. You want one with a decent bore, a decent, you want it to be a decent straight shooter. You're going to want something that you can mount an optic on, maybe some kind of a bipod. And it doesn't matter if it's, numbers matching. The really only main thing is that the mechanics work, the barrel's good, and you get yourself a decent optic. And I think I'm going to have some videos coming out later on this year with this particular one. I'm going to bring it out to the range and see how accurate we can get and see how far away. I'm hoping to be able to get to 200 yards, but I don't know. I'm not the best shooter. So that would be my considerations for a hunting rifle. You want decent shape. Numbers do not have to be matching. Check out all the internals. All right. And the things to consider for the third, and again, my most favorite category, the mag dump. I'll use this one. I've referred to this one in other videos as old and ugly. This was the first SKS I ever purchased. Since I've had it, I redid the stock and changed out the magazine, of course, and re-blued a bunch of parts, changed out the bayonet, got an authentic sling for it. Now, this particular one, when I bought it, it was a refurb. It has, I don't know if it's like barbecue paint or something on there. It's kind of rough and textured. Numbers matching, some do, some don't, some are forced. The stock on this particular one, when I bought it, had it, X'd out, and another one put in that didn't, even the new one didn't match anything. When I took it apart, though, it was pretty clean inside, so I liked that. So, yeah, I was looking for something just to mag dump with, so it didn't matter if I had matching numbers. No, not at all. What mattered for it is that it was cheap. And that's what this one was. This one was cheap. You could see the crown on it. It's really dark and nasty. But it's a fun shooter. It really is. It's a fun shooter. I put this in the hands of a lot of people that I brought out to the range that have never fired an SKS. And as soon as they finish firing this and mag dumping it down the range, and they turn around, they have a certain smile on their face, and I know what that's all about. It happened the first time I ever fired an SKS. So anyway, that's my little video, guys. Would I buy an SKS today? Absolutely. Would I consider what I'm going to use it for? Absolutely. They're still pretty cheap. The price is going up considerably right now. I think you can get a decent one, like a really decent one, for about $700 for a Russian, give or take. I've also, kind of on a side note, seen these other ones lately, the Chinese ones, the jungle stock, but they are ugly as sin. I don't think I want one of those in my collection. So yeah, that's it. Hope this helps anyone that's looking for their first time SKS purchase. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment. Other than that, peace out, have fun, be safe. We'll see you at the range.